right, I've got Dr. Lonni Wilson, who is the program coordinator for Lees-McRae Sport Management, as well as the faculty athletic representative here for Lees-McRae Athletics, and also senior Elizabeth Pittman. And today we're going to take you inside a little bit of a different angle into Bobcat Athletics, and that is the development and production of the Bobcat Sports Network, where you see all your favorite Bobcat teams when they are playing here on top of the mountain in Banner Elk. Now, Dr. Wilson, this is your second year at Lees-McRae. This has kind of been an ongoing project of yours. Kind of talk about where this whole thing developed.
Well, when I arrived at Lees-McRae, we were literally just setting up a camera and letting it run for all of our games. And there was no real broadcast component. I'd done this at a couple of universities that I'd been at before, where we took sport management students, had them do the broadcast component and sort of built it into the curriculum. That allowed us the chance to give students hands-on broadcasting experience, which really is hard to come by otherwise. And it was a way that my program could directly impact and support what athletics does. So I pitched that to the athletic director, Craig McPhail, and said, hey, there might be a way that I can use sport management students to do this component. Are you interested? And he was.
And it's certainly been, impressive to see the development overall. But so kind of talk about, from then to now, how far this program's come.
So in the beginning, a lot of it was how do we get the resources that we need? There are a few things, technologically speaking, behind the scenes. You have to have a camera, obviously, but your camera has to hook into a computer, and in between them there's a device that sort of encodes the video so that a computer can read what a camcorder is putting out. In addition to that, you need a microphone and some sort of way of controlling your sound so that you can eliminate some background noises and that the speakers can hear themselves when they're recording. So there are multiple levels that you could take that in terms of investment in materials and so on, but at a minimum, it's going to require some kind of financial investment. So I started by going after the audio pieces first, which include a mixer and microphones, that sort of thing, and was able to secure a grant through an on-campus partnership that Lees-McRae has with BB&T. That grant was for $900 and allowed me to basically purchase 2 sets of audio equipment so that even if we didn't have video, we could potentially audio stream 2 athletic events at the same time. After that, we moved to a position of getting a new camera. And at the same time, behind the scenes, the conference was making a change in what it was doing. It wanted to increase web streaming across the conference and encourage all member institutions to sort of use the same platform. As they did, they brought in a new proprietary company that had software that was better compatible with Mac than PC. And that forced us to re-look at what we were doing with the computer that we had and decided it was time that we could upgrade that as well, and we went and got a new MacBook. So the new camcorder with a new encoding device and a new MacBook was a substantial investment on the part of athletics that totaled about $4,500. So all told, to get this up and running from its idea to now has been about $5,500 in investment on both the college and the athletics department and the sport management program. And then on top of that, there's no accounting for the time that I invest or the students invest, to make this happen.
All right, and Elizabeth, you've been involved with the broadcast production for how long?
I started last basketball season, towards the end. I think it was like the final 4 games, and early on in the tournament, since we hosted a couple games there. And then I restarted this season just for basketball. I've been solely basketball this far.
And then, overall, how would you say the experience has been with kind of, you being starting in last basketball season to now?
I mean, this has been an awesome experience all around. I've really enjoyed. I remember I started last season because I was in the sport media relations class, and it was a requirement to do broadcast for a couple of games, and I told Dr. Wilson that basketball was my sport and I would love to participate in that. I was really nervous when it first started, but after the first game, it became really easy for me, an easy transition. And when Dr. Wilson asked me this year to do it, I was really excited, and I was just ready to get going.
And then, this kind of opens up to both of you really. How would you say the overall experience has been for both you, Dr. Wilson, kind of overseeing this, and then you, Elizabeth, on the, you benefiting from this opportunity as a student?
I think it's a great opportunity to get you experience in the broadcasting world. I think anytime, I'm a sport management major, so I think anytime you're looking at sports and what requirements when you're looking at a full-time job later on, they want you to have experience in every single sector, whether it be broadcasting, marketing, finance. They want you to have experience in everything, and this has given me a great opportunity to get that broadcasting experience. And overall, it's just really fun, and it's fun to be a part of the program, especially last season with how well they did, and this season too, being involved in Conference Carolinas and all that Division II is for Lees-McRae.
And I think I would add to that one of the things that most college programs want for their students is to develop communication abilities, both written and oral. And that's a big part of what this is. It's not just like, how many jobs exist in broadcasting. Are your students actually going to get jobs in broadcasting? A student can't help but improve their communication skills by being involved with the broadcast element behind the mic. They just learn to do it better, and they start to critique themselves, on how many times do they say or what phrases do they say all the time in a broadcast, and they look for ways to improve that. So from a program standpoint, we're achieving one of our major program goals in improving students' written and oral communication by having them involved in the sport broadcasting element.